The NFL draft is here. For those that are fans of non-competent teams like myself, this is what we have been waiting for all year long. I'm your host, Zacharia, joined by Monroe and Isaiah Maldonado, and we are putting on our M hats today as we mock the first 12 picks of the NFL draft. Andre will get us started with the first 4, then Isaiah will follow that up, and as always, save the best for last. Andre, start us off. You are on the clock.
Yes, sir. I'm really excited for this year. The 2026 NFL Draft is tomorrow, and there's a lot of talent, surprisingly. So let's get started with number 1. This one is pretty obvious, Fernando Mendoza. There's no other quarterback that I believe is even worthy to be drafted in the first round. Fernando Mendoza coming off a Heisman Trophy, but also a national championship. Let's roll some video here because he actually surprised a lot of people. His first 2 years were spent at Cal, but when he transferred to Indiana, he jumped up so high. This play right here obviously broke a lot of Penn State fans' hearts, but it was one of the best college football plays I've seen this year. And then you could see he's a dual threat quarterback. He can run the ball. It's not his strongest suit, but he's able to do it if he needs to. Also, my favorite kind of component of Fernando Mendoza is his poise in the pocket. He's calm, he's collected. That's what you need when you need someone to start your franchise. I think Fernando Mendoza is the perfect franchise starter for the Raiders. Will it work out? I don't know yet because they do need a lot more than Fernando Mendoza, but he is definitely a great starter for them. So I think this is a great pick by the Raiders, and it will set their franchise up for success for years to come. So yeah, let's start with the next pick. Arvell Reese, one of the most versatile defenders in this draft, in my humble opinion, and it also happens to be our host Jacob's team.
Shout out New York.
The Jets are poverty, but I do think that Arvell Reese will help them out a lot. Like I said, one of the most versatile defenders in the league. And why? Because he can pass rush, because he can drop in coverage, he can also spy the quarterback. He has enough speed to be able to catch up with maybe backs who catch screens or receivers who catch screens. I think that's what you need in the modern NFL, like the Micah Parsons type of player who can do everything. And this is someone who can lead your defense. That's why I had them at number 2, because he's so versatile. He can do so many things. So that's my number 2 pick. We can see the film right here.
That's a high
Big
bar,
Ten
though,
linebacker of the year.
And he's going to get there.
Big Ten linebacker of the year, All-American. Let's go to the next pick, number 3. For the Arizona Cardinals, I have David Bailey, kind of similar to Arvell Reese a little bit, but he's more of a natural pass rusher. But I think David Bailey has all the tools that you want in a pass rusher. He has the spin move, he has the bull rush, he has the strength, he has the speed, the athleticism. All that matters, like I said again, in today's NFL. We see here the spin move, beating the rush, and then getting the sack. I believe he had 14.5 sacks. He had the best pressure rate in college football, all of college football last season. So I believe they are getting a home run pick. The Cardinals need it too. They need it desperately. So I believe they're getting a home run pick here. We're seeing some more of the tape. What I just like, especially in today's NFL, from a pass rusher is someone who can disrupt the defense. Someone who, if you're the opposing quarterback, you're like, I don't want to match up against that guy. If you're the left tackle, I don't want to match up against that guy. That's who David Bailey is to me. So that's why I have him at number 3. Last transition to my last pick. Of course, in my opinion, ESPN is saying it. A lot of others are saying it. Probably the best prospect in this entire draft.
He wanted to rob my Giants.
Now, John's a little bit mad because I didn't leave him the 5th pick for Jeremiah Love, which the Giants were picking at. But I do believe that the Tennessee Titans are going to take him here. They do have Tony Pollard, but let's be honest. Tony Pollard is not an every down back. He's not a number 1 back. He's not none of that.
Tony Pollard,
I'm sorry. I mean, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. But we can see here, like, oh my God, look at that. Look at that. That's all you need to see right
Tony
there.
Pollard
He's salivating.
I want to say all that. Well, I want to say all that. But he has the home run speed. Like I say, he can juke defenders. He can hurdle defenders. Truly, I think Jeremiah Love, hot take, can be probably the best running back in the league come maybe 3-4 years down the line. Better than Derrick Henry, better than Josh Jacobs. I don't know why I said Josh Jacobs. I don't know why I said Josh Jacobs. Better than Saquon Barkley. Yeah. But truly, he can separate from, he can hit the hole, he can also hit the outside. So that versatility, and also the fact that he's just a good guy too. You need good guys. So that's why Jeremiah Love is 4th on my list. Yeah. But let me pass it to Isaiah, who has the next 4 picks here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dre. I think we just have to start off. He already alluded to what we have to go to. My New York Giants right over here. Man, did I really want Jeremiah Love. But Sonny Styles, I think, has the potential to be the best defensive player within this class as a true just top to bottom defender. He was a former safety. We saw how he tested at the combine. He's absolutely electric. I mean, if you look at these plays right here, this guy is not a pass rusher. He is not somebody who on every single down is going to be bullying for the quarterback, but he can do it. He can drop back into coverage and defend the intermediate. He can sit there and be the best off-ball linebacker in college football, and that's the kind of projection that you're expecting to have with the New York Giants. He can come in and be the leader that they need on defense, especially with Dexter Lawrence being gone and now giving us a 10th pick, so I can't wait for Jacob to get to that. But he's a true blue chip prospect, and I can't wait to see what he does. Coming in at number 6, take me over there right now, Carnell Tate to the Browns.
That's a little high.
Listen, I understand that it might be a little bit high, but we got to
I think he could go higher.
we got to really take a look at this. The Browns with Shedeur Sanders. First of all, I'm saying Shedeur Sanders, but we don't even know if it's going to come down to Dylan Gabriel or him. There's a constant competition within that QB room, and Jerry Jeudy is not a number 1 receiver. I'll say that.
He's not a number 3 wide receiver.
I think he could be a solid number 2. I won't go that far yet, but let's take a look at some of Carnell Tate's tape. When you look at him at Ohio State, I mean, Ohio State wide receivers is like taking a Kentucky guard. It's a guaranteed hit. So he's the best vertical threat in college football. I'll get into another receiver very shortly who could be able to rival him, but he's got great hands. He's a great 50-50 ball catcher. The only concerning thing about him is how he fares up against the press, but I still think he's a relatively physical receiver who has great hands and, like I said, can go down there and catch a bomb in an explosive play. So I love Carnell Tate for hopefully Shedeur Sanders because I don't want Dylan Gabriel in that role, but take me to number 7. And here's that second receiver I was just telling you about. The Washington Commanders will select Jordan Tyson at number 7. And I haven't seen a lot of people mock two wide receivers back to back.
Back to back.
But I think if we really sit there and take a look at the fact, I think the Commanders want Jeremiah Love really badly. And because they're not going to be able to get him, they need to go all in on an offensive weapon while they have Jaden Daniels presumably healthy. So let's take a look at some of his tape right here. Jordan Tyson is so shifty. He is the best route runner in this class, and from top to bottom as a whole receiver, he effectively has no weaknesses. He's able to take you out on press. He's able to have those explosive plays, run up the sideline, make defenders miss, but the question is, can he stay healthy between his hamstring and other injuries that he's had in college football? He hasn't necessarily had the sustained production because of those injuries, but I do think that at 7, you get the value of getting a potentially elite wide receiver without necessarily the risk of using a top 5 pick on him. So I think it's a home run pick for them if he turns out to be what he's going to be. And then at number 8, I have to say Ruben Bain is heading to the Saints. This is a guy who, we've seen Arvo recently, we've seen David Bailey, and these are great prospects. But at one point in time, Ruben Bain was clearly the best prospect of these 3. And because he's got slightly less than 31-inch arms, we're not talking about him as the best pass rusher. Yeah. I understand that David Bailey had the best raw numbers. But when you come down to what Ruben Bain can do as a run defender, getting to the football and getting to the QB, he does it all. And I understand the concern about his arm length. There's never been an edge rusher who's had less than 31 length arms and have any sort of notable career in the NFL. So it would make him an outlier. But he's that type of talent. He's got so many moves. The cross chop, especially when you watch him go, he is somebody who is going to bully opposing offenses, and he is going to get to the quarterback every single time. It's just a matter of that arm length, but I think that's going to make it to where he won't have any questions about how effective he could be at the next level. So, I mean, if you guys like my picks, I think my picks are pretty solid.
But I liked them. I didn't like Washington's pick. I think they'd go guard there or tackle. I think they need to bolster up that line. You still got Terry McLaurin. You still got Deebo Samuel. You can work with those.
They're both in their early 30s.
They are. But if you want to win right now, you got to bolster that line. Jaden Daniels getting killed. That's 2 seasons straight where he's been out for more than half the season.
I'd have to agree. One player that I thought would make the top 10, I think Jacob's going to get him, but I think Caleb Downs definitely deserves to make at least 5 to 10 range.
Yo, come down here. My Giants haven't picked that. We haven't gotten there yet.
No, Jacob.
Insider info, he's coming. He's coming. I'm going to start off right here. The number 9 pick, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the highest they've picked since Patrick Mahomes. So you know they got to hit on this. And who are they getting? The best player in the draft. Caleb Downs. We can start rolling the tape right now. Every single year that the Chiefs have been a good football team, they've had an instinctive safety in their backfield. Yeah. And guess what? They are getting the best player in the draft, the smartest player in the draft. Caleb Downs is a superstar pick. If you told me the Raiders were going to take him number 1, I wouldn't even complain. He's that good of a player. Caleb Downs will be one of the best superstar players on defense in maybe 3 years. We saw teams pass up on Kyle Hamilton. We saw them pass up on Derwin James. It happens every year because it's not the most glamorous
money
position. Exactly. I think he's still the best player in this draft, talent-wise. He can hurt you all over the ball. And I mean, I talked about their biggest needs. With those safety positions, they bring mentality, intelligence, and the pre-communication on snaps, pre-snap.
Absolutely.
I think they're more impressive options, I guess, on the board. If for needs-based, I guess you could have gone different ways here.
They traded like
I
two
think
of
the
their
talent's
starting
still good.
corners. I don't know. I think Mansour Delane
exactly.
would have been a good pick, but they also do need help at the safety
Well, I
position.
think it's
so I
probably their
understand.
biggest need right
Yeah,
now.
I
And
think-
also, I'm looking at the tape. Jacob, you might have just convinced me. I don't know. I think he deserves to go top 5. Actually.
Exactly.
Now
I
that
think
look
he's a
at
stud.
it, yeah.
He's a stud. Now moving on from Caleb
Took
Downs.
20
because-
seconds to convince him.
Yeah, we could talk all day about Caleb Downs, but here we
Okay.
go. Number 10, your New York Giants. They didn't swing on Caleb Downs, but consolation prize of Mekhi Lemon. You just traded away, or you lost Wan'Dale Robinson to free agency, and you come into this draft, trade away Dexter Lawrence for Mekhi Lemon. I wouldn't hate it as a Giants fan. You get that slot receiver. He's explosive. He's not the best route runner in the class. I give that to Tyson, but he's unbelievable in contested catches, even though he's like 6 foot flat.
Yeah.
He's an incredible route runner. His yak is ridiculous. I mean, this guy can make anyone miss. Look at him. Look at him go.
That was real smooth.
He's just
Okay,
dancing.
yeah, that
He's
was
just
real
dancing
smooth.
out there. I love his production. I also think for Jackson Dart, this guy moves around a lot. He knows how to find the soft spots in those zones. I think Jackson Dart's going to be his best friend. They're going to have a lot of fun together. I do think for the Giants, this was kind of your dream draft if you get the defensive piece in Sonny Styles and then Mekhi Lemon to follow it
I
up.
wouldn't complain
I
at all.
think they do wish Tyson would have been there at 10. But unfortunately, he doesn't make it there. Mekhi Lemon is the guy. Let's move on. Number 11, not the flashy pick that maybe Miami fans wanted, but Francis Mauigoa is a stud. You look at size, 6'5", 300 pounds. He can do it all. You look at
They need this.
ability. He's violent. He's violent. If you are in his way, you will not be in his way much longer. And then also versatility. Because of his size and his frame, you can move him around wherever you want. If he doesn't end up being the right tackle for the next 10 years of your franchise, you can move him inside and he'll be perfectly fine.
I understand what you're saying. We just need to sit there. And all the top 3 wide
Yeah.
receivers that you would want are gone.
Exactly.
But man, Tutu Atwell as your wide receiver number 1 in Miami is nasty work. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think they get some good value out of this pick, but in terms of that offensive production with now having Malik
Definitely.
Willis, it's a little questionable.
I was honestly thinking Kenyon Sadiq just a little bit, just because I'm not as high
That's a
on
good
Casey
pick.
Concepcion
Yeah.
or
Too high.
Boston. I wasn't too
Yeah.
high on any of those guys. So we went not the flashy pick. Bolster that offensive line. A-Chain will be happy about this. He's their pick. Moving on, my last pick. The Dallas Cowboys. You guys are going to draft some defense. This Mansour Delane is a stud. Guess what? You didn't hit on Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain or any of those guys. Your consolation prize is the best cornerback in this draft. The Dallas Cowboys allowed 377 yards per game last year and a 47% completion percentage on
Sheesh.
third down. Yes,
They
that
was
is
getting fried.
terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible. This guy is elite. I think he had 11 PDUs last year and 2 interceptions to back that up at LSU. He kind of can do it all. He's really sticky in man coverage. In zone, he's still figuring out. He can get better in zone, but he is a great player.
He said he's still figuring it
out.
I think if you're here as Dallas, you know you need the defense. Once you draft him, you got some new pieces. It was, who did they pick up? PJ Locke and Jalen Thompson.
Yeah.
You got those 2 guys. You got him back there, and now all of a sudden the secondary is a strength. I don't know. I'd be okay with that if I'm the Dallas Cowboys.
I want you guys to notice one thing about this entire first 12 picks of this draft. Guess who's not there? Out of the 3 of us, guess which team is not there?
I know where
He
this
has
is
to pull
going.
this card.
I know where this is going.
The Philadelphia Eagles. And why? Because the top 12 teams, of course, they're the worst teams in the league. The Eagles, we don't need to pick in the top 12 because we're 2 years removed from winning a Super Bowl. I mean, like, come on. So, Eagles, we're going to repeat again next year. We don't need top-level talent. We already have
Repeat
it.
again.
So,
Brother, you ain't win the chip. What do you mean repeat?
we're going to repeat again.
Let me
Y'all
take
will
this
see.
real quick, Jacob.
Yeah.
All
Y'all
I'm
will
going to
see.
say
Yeah.
is that, Andre, I hope that you are comfortable with losing A.J. Brown because come June 1st, he will not be a part of your team
We
anymore.
have Devontae Smith. We have Jalen Hurts.
Is
Jalen Hurts.
We have
Is-
Saquon Barkley.
Jalen Hurts as, I don't know.
Okay.
There's some question marks.
His quarterback
Hey,
is Jackson Dart, by the way.
A dog.
Jacob, I'm sorry.
Hey, we
I'm
can
so sorry.
talk all this. He just
Yeah.
said the Jets are drafting the next Micah Parsons. So what problem do the Jets have then?
They need like 10 more players, my guy.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
not
lie,
gonna
they
lie.
do.
Hey, Arch Manning's gonna save us next year. We got 3 first. Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith, you counted. They're all ours. Yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right.
Okay.
I'll see you back here next year on this exact segment. But that's all we got, guys. We got our 12 picks in, and as we get ready to conclude, I think we need a special shout out for our boy Andre Monroe. Unc is finally graduating.
Unc is
He's been here for a little minute. So shout out the guy. He's
Final
been here.
sports segment.
He's been running
Final
around for
segment,
us for a
yes.
little while. He's been holding it down. So Andre, thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in to Culture Central Sports this year. And we thank you for all the love and support. And be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And have a great summer.